These days, there's a lot of arguments when it comes to sport, where boys decide they want to turn into girls, then compete against girls, and then absolutely dominate. And that got me thinking, gender identity is never really an issue when the competitors can't talk.
We all know the average fit and healthy 20-year-old man is faster than the average fit and healthy 20-year-old woman. Look, it says so here in my books. Even in racehorses, the colts, stallions and geldings are generally, though not always, considered to be faster and stronger than their female counterparts. So often, at the biggest race events, each sex will have their own race category.
In racing pigeons, both sexes race against each other all of the time.
I've always thought that the male racers would be faster than the females. After all, the widowhood cock system, where only the males are raced, seems to have been dominating club racing for decades. So when I asked on the How to Train Your Pigeon Facebook page which is faster for you, the hens or the cocks, the answer was a shock, even to me.
So to settle that question, who's fastest, the boys or the girls, I'm going to do a little experiment. We're going to hold a 96-mile race using 2 teams of racing pigeons. 15 cocks against 15 hens. Ready?
Can't get the latch open. I'm giving them a head start. It's a great way to ruin a good experiment. Luckily for us, this is just a training run, with the real race a few days away, where we'll be sending the teams the 96 miles to Darlington in northern England, then they'll race back to our home loft in Nottinghamshire, next door to Sherwood Forest. For an added bit of fun, comment below now before the race starts and watch to the end to see if you were right.
Look at these. So I wanted some of these because they've got individual compartments, and all of the good flyers in my club seem to have them. And you can put the birds there individually, and they were a bargain. And I've got one more to pick up, so. Oops. That's not going to be as stylish a shot as I thought.
We've got a pretty even split of age ranges and winning birds on both teams. Here is 1998, who I've nicknamed Zidane because he's headstrong. Racing on the boys' team, Zidane 98 is a 3-year-old cock and has some impressive results to date. He's twice come third in the Fed and won the NRCC section from Dunbar, 201 miles away. He's also scored 13th Fed from Berwick out of 1,004 birds and 19th Fed from Aycliffe from 1,535 birds. Another 3-year-old but racing for the hens is Darlow 94, named after this very race point, after she came first in the Fed as a young bird. She also has a 2nd place Fed position and only raced once as a 2-year-old. Here's another good bird, a 2-year-old cock from Belgium, 141. He's done well at the longer races, scoring 14th Federation from Thurso, 384 miles away, and 14th Federation from Berwick, 180 miles. Then there's this feisty little hen, 320 from Charlie, who, despite coming 5th in a Federation race from Hexham once upon a time, now won't hold still for the camera. Is that a good sign? Both teams are fresh at the start of the season, and we haven't really got going with the widowhood system yet, which would typically favour the boys. Also, the hens aren't trying to pair up, which they often do as the season progresses, unless your loft is set up in such a way as to prevent it. So this is as good a time as any to start this experiment.
Stressy for them. I've not really thought about that. But we're doing it now, so.
As you might expect, cocks tend to be more aggressive than hens, so the idea with this type of box is it gives the boys their own space to keep calm whilst they're transported to the club, where they're promptly put back in with a load of other strange males anyway. Not sure about that one. Now, for those new to the sport of pigeon racing, my birds will be racing against 1,500 other birds. They'll all be transported to the starting point together on a special lorry. That lorry will drive around all the clubs in the area, collecting birds from the fanciers like me, who are members of clubs like this. Each bird is scanned into the race, and then they'll be scanned at the finish line, which is their home. The morning of the race and the sky is blue, the wind is light southwesterly, and conditions are almost perfect. Here on the outskirts of Sherwood Forest, I'm up early, ready for the big day. But first I have to let my old mentor, Charlie, know what's happening. Otherwise, I won't get a cup of tea on my next visit.
Hi Charlie.
Hello.
Hello. It's 9:55, southwest wind.
9:55.
Yeah.
Okay, so the birds were liberated at 9:55 AM into a light southwesterly wind. So we're expecting them back any minute now. Race mornings are filled with excitement, but there's also time to relax and have a bite to eat. But recently, that's been spoiled by a string of poorly made pork pies.
Little special, obviously. Deluxe hand-crimped Melton Mowbray pork pie. Hopefully this is better than the last one. Oh, for crying out loud.
That'll be a no then.
That's just powder. That is the worst pork pie. So we have put some electrolytes in the water for the birds because it is a warm day.
This seems like a perfect place to pause and say, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to watch more of the channel.
Will it be the boys? Will it be the girls? Darlow 94 get here first. Will it be Zidane 98? Now this is kind of cheating. I've got one dropper, and that's because I do want to place in a decent position in the club if I can. So we want to get the first bird down as soon as possible. And what we do is we use this bird. As soon as I see the birds arrive, or the first bird arrive, I'll let her go. She'll fly straight to the loft, and she encourages, or should in theory encourage, whichever bird it is first back to come and land, because it sees this one, sees it's safe, doesn't mess about doing laps and losing time. It should come straight in. However, I'm notoriously bad at doing that, and so is she. Let's get you out, shall we, sweetheart? Right, you know the drill.
Despite the experiment we're running, it's still a real race, so as the expected arrival time nears, nerves increase.
Nervous now. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost 2 hours now, 54.
A few minutes later than I expected, I caught sight of the first bird, but I forgot to turn my camera on, so I was slightly concerned that my run to the camera had spooked it.
Where's it gone? Come on. Come on. Yearling, is that a hen? It's a hen. Yearling hen. 7320, that's Charlie's gold ringbird. Well done. Hens win it. Girls quicker. Here's another one. Come on. Come on. Who's that? No, that's cock. That's Archie's. That's the Belgian bird. That's Alexander's bird from Belgium. S. That's a boy, one for the girls, one for the boys. Come on. You buggers. Here's another two. Come for a lap. A dark ghoul, yeah.
The birds were coming in thick and fast, but still wary of any record trapping.
Come on. $1.94, I think that was. Come on then. Come on. I don't think one of them's mine. Is that 98? Come on. Don't know who that other one is. I don't think that's mine. I think that one is a straggler. Just come in with mine. Yeah, that's not mine. Here's another one. Blow me neck, he's high.
Once the first few birds are safely in, I'm treated by some of the birds as they dive down from the skies. Other than clocking a winning bird, this is probably the bit I enjoy the most.
Who's come down for one of them? Come on. Come on. Hen. Oh. So far the girls are twice as good as the boys. So 28 minutes after the first bird arrived, we've now got half of them back, which is pretty good. They'll probably start coming a bit slower from now on. If they've overflown, they've got to turn around, and well, at least they'll have a tailwind.
Well, it turned out that little hen, 320, was the first one back to the loft and managed to pick up 10th place in the Federation and second in the club, missing out on first by less than a second. As for the question which are faster, hens or cocks, 84% of you that voted said the hens, so you were right. Or were you?
Right, so we have the results. This is interesting. Of the top 10 birds back, 5 were hens and 5 were cocks. And the top 5 hens averaged a velocity of 1,322 yards per minute, and the cocks 1,305. That's of the top 10. So the hens averaged 45.07 miles per hour, and the cocks were about half a mile per hour off that. Now, when we look at the top 20, we found actually the team of hens was slower. So they were 1,202 yards per minute, and the cocks were 1,216. The cocks were 41.47 miles per hour, and the hens were 41 miles per hour, dead on. When you look at that, it says that the fastest hens were faster than the fastest cocks, but the average for the teams were cocks were slightly faster than the hens.
Now I can already hear the furious typing of scientifically minded fanciers thumping their response into the comment section. Actually, I think you'll find your system was biased towards the males.
And yes, you're totally right. To really nail this experiment would require far more time and resources than I can actually muster. But that being said, other than the yearlings, half of the hens haven't even raced last year. The last 18 months, most of my focus has been on the widowhood system, on getting the boys into shape. The hens have been something of an afterthought, really.
So on the face of it, that tells me one of two things.
Either I've completely failed in dedicating my time to get the most out of the cocks, or the girls are just faster than the boys. But more likely it's down to multiple things, variables that I haven't accounted for or can't control. But one thing's for sure though, I'm going to be spending more time on the hens for the rest of this season.
If you'd enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and watching more of my channel.
What's it doing? It's gone around like 4 times. What was that about? Oh, that's really annoying. Crying out loud.
With that race drama coming up, right now it's nearing the end of the old bird season with just a few races left, so it's time to get this year's young birds in the basket and up the road.
We'll get them basketed up. You grab one box, I'll grab the other.
Okay. I'll get the other one.
Okay. Do you know how many young birds we started with?
Wasn't it like 42 or something?
No, 20, I think we had 28 or 29.
But
we lost one quite early on. And then one got injured when we went to the Witchwood Festival. When I got back, one was badly. So I had to put that one down. It took us to 27. When I went away and you lot looked after them, you had 27 to look after. And I think you had 27 when I got back. So what we've got to do is get the young birds into here, then we'll part them off into different boxes. This ain't gonna work, I know it's gonna be a nightmare. I'm always rubbish at this. I've let these out for an hour already today. And they've been flying, so they're all hungry. Get in the box, come. This is the first time they've done this, so they'll be a bit nervous about it. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I've got quite an interesting mix of young birds to race this year, albeit not very many, so the few I do have I really need to look after, and that means making sure every one of them gets as much training as possible.
Where are you going to?
Just going to go 3 miles where we normally go. How many have we got? What did we say? 22?
Yeah, at 11.
In each. Oh, you bugger. Okay, that one's gone.
Dad. Okay, 21.
Right, so we've got 21. This is a V-ring, so this is one of the sprint birds we got from Jane.
Jane? Who's that? Oh,
That's who we got sent.
the breeder thing.
Oh, you're lovely, aren't you? You're nice and tame. Yes, there's 11 there, 10 there.
It's a quick 3-mile drive to training spot number 1 for the team's first experience of a basket and release. Some think this distance is too short, but I like playing it safe.
Oh, it's nice blue skies, so it should be good. Right. So we've lost a few of you, haven't we? I'm a little bit nervous, but it's only three miles from home, so you should be able to find it. So it feels really strange having so few birds this season, because normally I start with in the 40s, and this time my first training chuck I've got 21. Should have had 22, but I let one go stupidly. But yeah, 22, and that's, I've lost most of them this week actually since I've come back from my trip, and that's all down to my own fault really. I came home from work one day and I thought, right, I'll let the birds out, because it was quite sunny, and I let the young birds out, and then once they were out I realised the noise just from the wind. I looked up and the trees were bending over, and I thought, oh, I've let them go, it's too windy. And as I looked, I could see them flying, and they were, you know, batched really tightly together, but they were head chopping, you know, they were really low over the tops of the houses. And then like half an hour later they landed, and a bunch of them had their feet up, and when I looked closely, 2 or 3 of them had blood on their foot, where they'd hit the foot on wires. And I was missing 3 or 4, I think, that didn't come back, and I was hoping that they would, but I'm guessing that they hit the wires and perished, annoyingly. And then I've lost 2 more since then, so anyway, I'm going to let these go now. Right, see if you guys know what to do. Go on then. Go on. I'll take that as a no. Go on. First chuck is always interesting. Go on then. There we go. Hello, I let them go 2 minutes ago. It looks like they've headed straight home, so have a look. See if they just circle and don't come in, just ring me and let me know when they've arrived. It's not too fussed about how quickly they go in today.
Right.
Yeah, right. See you in a bit. Oh, there should be 10. 10 of them, yeah, plus the one that sat on the roof. Okay. All right, see you in a bit. Right, so I've let them go. Lovely blue sky, as we can see. And it's about 5:30, I think, something like that. I haven't got my watch on because I keep getting silly tan lines on it. So, yeah, just rung Archie, let him know. So he's going to ring me back as soon as they arrive, which should be in the next few minutes. And then when they are, I'll let this other 11 go. Right, they're back. Okay. Right, see if you guys can do a better job than the last lot. Come on. Come on. There you go. Go on.
By the time I get home, they're already circling above the loft.
They're not hungry at all, so I have to do this a little bit better tomorrow and the rest of the week, I think.
That's when I remembered I told myself this year I was going to focus on getting them trap trained, but I hadn't.
There's a bunch of them that want to come in, and then if some of them pull away, then they all pull away. Come on. That shows that they're not hungry because they're not flying through the bob wires. They should be going in. Come on. Come on. We've only got a few more races left. 3 races left. Right, it's basketing day for the NRCC Dunbar race today. Now, The last time I basketed for the NRCC, they open at 10:30, between 10:30 and 11:30, and I got there about 10:30. On time, pretty much. I didn't get home till 1 o'clock. It's a really slow process. Today, I've got to be on a call at 10:30, so if I don't get seen before, or don't get my birds basketed before 11 o'clock, I've got to come home. I won't be sending them. So I'm going to go there early, half an hour early, really, just because I need to be back for this call. So I'm sending a team of 14 birds to go to this race. A bit of fluff on the lens there, and I've picked the ones that I think will do best. It's going to be a blow-home, basically, a northerly wind. It might have a little bit of east, it might have a little bit of west. It keeps changing, but it's been quite windy the last few days. Here he is, look, come on. I haven't had the best preparation this week. I've managed to get them on one training chuck. What I wanted to do was 2, and yesterday was going to be the one that I did a bit further, but it was just really cloudy and I've been so busy. This is the issue with working and having racing pigeons and trying to do well, is it does take a lot of time, especially if you want to get a good performance in. So we'll see how these perform. The hens have only had 2 races, and then I'm sending some to Dunbar, so I'm hoping they're fit enough. They've been flying. Lovely day. Hopefully these will come in because I need to get them basketed up. There are our 7 cocks and 7 hens. In here we've got Dark Ghoul. She's won. She came 3rd in a gold ring race once upon a time. We've got 318, which came 2nd in the club. Best performing hen so far, I think, this year. She's a 1-year-old or a yearling or a 2-year-old. And then we've got a fed winner in here and a section topper for the NRCC from Perth. No, he's not in. Anyway, I'll work it out. I've got all the numbers down here. I put them in the boxes just because it's easier, and I'm going to set off now because I hopefully get them basketed and not miss too much work. You ready?
I was pleased the boys wanted to see the birds come in for the racing, which is half the reason I decided to take up the sport in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. Who have you got?
My Belgian bird and the Dark Ghoul.
Right, I'll show you where they're racing from.
One of them's racing.
So where are we?
We're here, and then today's tomorrow racing from here, and I don't know where the other lot are racing so well.
Alnwick. So we've got our NRCC birds racing from Dunbar. That's
Alnwick.
201 miles. And then Alnwick is, yeah, there you go. And there's Alnwick. So they're there. So in theory, Dunbar birds went up at 10:15, so they should arrive first, because they'll have overtaken the Alnwick birds or gone past them. Then the Alnwick birds went up at 12. But we'll probably find that the fed birds, the Alnwick birds, will arrive here quicker, because the Dunbar birds might get pulled down that side, they might get pulled down this side. What we will need our birds to do...
Alnwick can just go.
Yeah, well, all the birds from Alnwick will be heading to Nottinghamshire, but all the birds from Dunbar, the NRCC birds, some will be heading down to the East Coast, some will be heading down here, a lot will be heading down to London. So what we need our birds to do is make sure they don't follow this coast all the way down. They need to pull off. Really, they come straight here, ideally, but chances are they'll go over here and then, I don't know, we'll just hope.
Let's go slowly around.
They might do, yeah. What's it doing? Come on. It's gone around like 4 times. Come on, shake it, Jasper.
Earlier than expected, the first NRCC bird appeared above our heads, but he looked very spooked.
Come on. Come on. What was that about? Oh, that's really annoying. 1909. Come on. He went round 4 times. Came into land. Crying out loud. 10 minutes ago, I was stood on the garden and I looked up and a peregrine falcon just flew, steady as you like, right above the loft, in between the 2 chimneys of the house, like that. And I was thinking, just flap, 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 pointy wings, you know how they do. And then, you know, 8-9 minutes later, our first bird turns up and he looks like he's going in. I wonder if having that camera on the top there is a bad idea, because it's a shiny surface, and I wonder, as they come into land, they see something and that's why they bail out, because when I don't have it there, when I'm training, it's straight in. So I think I'm gonna have to move that camera. Or it's come across that falcon, because they both come across paths that way, because he's sketchy as hell. Flew around there and then literally flew down the garden and then through this bush this way past. They never do that. They'll go around there, do a lap and come in. They never come in that way. So I don't know what's going on, but not a bad bird actually. 64 miles an hour. I've just worked that out. So I think 1800 yards per minute, something like that. Could have been a fraction quicker if we'd have got him in, but he did 4 or 5 laps. On his own though. Come on, that's better. Loads better. Come on. Come on. I think that's Charlie's, or come on. Come on. There you go. Right, so that's 2. He's 7 minutes behind the first one. Come on. Come on. That's either Dark Ghoul or 1983. That's Dark Ghoul, isn't it? Or is that 1983? Dark Ghoul? Yeah. So she normally comes in as well, so I think they're a bit frit. Hello. She's as tame as you like. Come on. Go on, in you go. There you go. Yeah, good. Where did that one come from? That side. I think they've all been blown over that side of the country, haven't they? Come on. What are they doing? They never fly in through there. Is that another one? No, that's a wood pigeon. So it looks like 64.3 miles an hour, 1,800 and something, 40 yards a minute. 201 miles. You are thirsty, aren't you, sweetheart? Look at that. That's half the birds back from Dunbar. NRCC birds, 7. We've got another 7 still out. So that first bird back is currently in first position, section B, and third open. We were second open, but then we've just had a result come in, a bird posted from section F that's just beat us. I say just, quite considerably. So we'll see, keep an eye on the results. Hopefully that first one will have done all right. So beautiful day. We're still 9 missing from the 2 races, NRCC and the Federation from Alnwick. Don't know where we are with the Alnwick birds. Or that was slightly quicker. I think that came in at 1900 yards, just over 1900 yards, so slightly quicker, but slightly shorter. That was 151 miles, whereas Dunbar is 201. So wait to get the call and then see how they've done. There he is, look. That's your reward, mate. Yeah, but you cock block there, look.
In the end, we came first in Section B and 17th Open of the North Road Championship Club race from Dunbar, 201 miles away, which I was pleased about, especially with the tailwind and being one of the shorter flyers. And to top the weekend off, we were also first and second club from the Alnwick race. Charlie's Angel, 1983, taking the win with a speed of 1,921 yards per minute and also coming 15th fed, which in an east wind is good enough for me.
Oh, yes. Calm down. Come on. Chuck number 3 at 5 miles. See how these guys get on. So far they've been, the first 2 chucks have been there when I've got back yesterday. I took them again to the first place, which is like almost 3 miles. And I arrived at home same time as they did. So I'm going to let them all go together and see if they beat me back.
This is a busy period for fanciers. The big races are underway, but with the young bird season just about to start, every man and his kittle are driving up the road to train their young ones.
The birds are back. I've just arrived and they're flying, so I'm going to get them in now. That's good.
It's race day, and as soon as the message comes through that the birds have been liberated, I spring into action. Because I built my loft without a clue as to what I was doing, I didn't make it user-friendly, so I have to roll out the cable and rig up the clock each race day. Luckily, with all the birds out for the day, I can spend time giving the loft a good clean and reclaim those nutrients, adding to my ever-growing stock of compost. I I scramble through the bags of feed and add some electrolytes to the water, then top up the troughs so the birds can eat what they like when they get back.
Alright, so the birds were let up at 7:20 this morning from Darlington, which is 96 miles and 106 yards. It's calmed down now, but it was really windy earlier. Southwest wind, I think southwest-west.
With the west wind, we should be odds on to score well, assuming the birds are fit and I've done my job, because we're one of the furthest east lofts, so I can use that to estimate the expected arrival time.
So I reckon about an hour and 55 minutes today. Between 10 past and quarter past will be a good bird, I think. Well, we've got ages yet, 20 minutes. Oh, we're well ahead of schedule, Rufus. Is there something you would like? There's a red kite. Any minute now. Oh, yes. Oh, 3. Come on. Calm down. Come on.
I was pleased to see 3 drop together, and they trapped really well too. All 3 were hens, including one of my first birds, Charlie's Angel 1983.
Yes. Right, they circled for probably 3. And they were doing another one. They were with another bird. So that 1983, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9, 14, 12. 14, 12. Bang on the money there, wasn't I? Yep.
Several minutes behind were 3 cocks, trapping fast but flying slow.
So those first 3 birds came pretty much, here we go, here's another one. Nice. Good job, well done. So those, the first 3 birds came right over the house. That's kind of where we want them to come from. And the next 3 came from over the east, which is what you'd expect because it's really blowing. It's blowing them over that way. So, you know, Grantham should be in with a good shot. Here's another one. I can't see if I'm getting this because I'm holding the camera by hand. There's been 1 or 2 that have just sort of appeared and I think they've overflown. Those first ones are about where I expected them to be, probably 52 miles an hour. Come on. Here's number 2 now, look.
8 minutes behind the leaders was this year's NRCC Lerwick Hopeful. Technically Archie's bird that we got from Alex in Belgium, the 2-year-old cock seems to prefer the longer races out of Scotland. He flew well last year from Thurso and, all being well, he'll make the 480-mile flight, much of it over the North Sea, from the Shetland Isles in a few weeks' time. For the rest of the afternoon, the birds continued to drop into the loft like labour leaflets through my letterbox. No, this isn't real time. It would be nice though, wouldn't it? Right, so how did we do? Not bad actually when you think about it, but in the club we were 10th.
So we were well and truly beaten by Kev Lawson. He got the first 6, and then Richo got another 2, and then Ian got another one ahead of me, all got one ahead of me. So we got 10th, 12th and 13th. I would have liked to have been better, to be fair. We were quite a way off the pace, but the birds have had a long time off, and the race before that we were behind again. So it shows that if you take a bit of a break, then it does take a long time to get the birds back into shape for the race. So going forwards, we've got another race this weekend. It was meant to be Hexham last weekend, it ended up being Darlington, so I don't know if we're going to do Hexham this weekend or not, which would be over 100 miles. If it's Darlington again, it's another 90-odd mile race, which, yeah, so I don't know, I won't find out. Well, I don't know about that. When I'll find out, probably when I'm basketing. And then the weekend after is the big one, is Lerwick. I've got a couple of birds that I might send to that. One is the Belgian cock, thinking about sending him, because he does well over 200 miles, or at the 200 mile marks, when he seems to sort of come into his own. Other than that, he's sort of in the middle of the field. And then there's a couple of hens, long distance hens, that I might send, but it depends on the weather whether I send them or not. If it's going to be a tough race, I'll probably hold the yearlings back, but the 2-year-olds think they can go, so we shall see. But plenty of loft flying this week, and I'm trying to get them into a better shape. There's virtually no wind forecast for Saturday, and it's going to be a really hot one, everybody knows. So I say hot, really hot. It's hot for us here in England, but yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we get a decent result. But 10th in the Fed, it's not too bad. So, you know, we'll take it. You're going to Lerwick. Is that a good Scottish accent? Yes, it is. 478 miles, something like that. Who's ready for an adventure? Now I've got to pick 5. I'm thinking of sending 3 cocks and 2 hens. That is what we will do. I've got an idea of 2 or 3 that I want to send, that I've been preparing, and then the other 2 kind of left vacant.
The longest race of our year, Lerwick in the Shetland Isles, is 478 miles to our loft in North Nottinghamshire. Last year, both birds made it back, but took over a week to do so. This time I was hoping for better results with the chosen birds.
You do feel good. What do we reckon? Now you're meant to be a long distance bird, but so far you haven't really done anything, so I'll try you at Dunbar. So I've chosen my 6. Sorry, I've chosen my 5. I wanted to send 6. These are the 2 cocks. Come on. This one's a bit flighty. This is the Belgian bird, and this is from Alex. And I didn't send him last week, so he's had a week off. And so we've got you probably best prepared, because I knew I was going to send you. And he hasn't done amazing so far this year, but we've only done mostly short flights. And the one from Dunbar, he was an hour behind. That was a few months ago. So hopefully he will perform a little better. And then the other one we've got is this guy, who's been our first bird back. It's our first bird back last week by a fair margin. And this is 09682. And he's already done well, haven't you? And he likes me, don't you? You like me. You always come for a peanut. But he did race last week, and he was a first bird back. But looking at the conditions, it's looking like if they manage to get liberated within 3 or 4 days, there's no west in the wind. So it might end up being a helpful wind for us. So I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to regret it, no doubt. Then the hens is a little bit more tricky. So 2 of these are Charlie's birds. So we've got the cocks are 2-year-olds, and the hens are yearlings. And that's because these hens have been racing quite well. This one, 6'6", hasn't. But it is the same way bred as 1983. And then we've got this one, which is from Callahan, no Callahan, 01513. So it is a Marley based bird, Marley Westrock based bird. And so far you've been doing okay, but nothing special. And so this should be really her favourite distance. This one, 6'7". This is the same way bred as Gernzie hen, Charlie's Gernzie hen, and that Gernzie hen was the one that would have topped the fed from Gernzie, but it's sort of sat on the roof. It's 20 to 2, so we're expecting the birds from the Gernzie race, which is 266 miles, and 80 or 90 miles of that is over the English Channel. So I'm going to go back now because they go back to Charlie's now because they should be coming in within the next half hour. Well, it's 1 minute to 3, so coming around, it's coming around.
Come on, come on.
There we go.
Come on, see it, yeah. Come on. That you wouldn't get into the deer.
Oh dear.
Come on. 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 Come on.
The rotter.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Got to chase it up. Come on. Come on. Come on, lad. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Bloody thing. Losing vital seconds here. He does not want to go in. There we go.
Don't you get near it. Don't you get near. Keep your back out of the way. No. That's been same all week.
That's the one that you wouldn't come in last time.
Come on, what time was that been on?
21.
Come on. Come
Somebody on.
Come on. Come on. I knew if Cobb wouldn't gone in. Don't you go near it, leave it.
No, I'll keep it.
Bloody
I've
thing.
never had a bull like that before.
It's gone next door. Try and chase it down.
Huh.
It's on the next door's roof. She's gone on next door's roof now. She's going from roof to roof. Just sat on next door's roof. Bloody thing.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Never.
I knew I'm not good. That's why I sent it out the bloody way. Only thing happened is chasing him off bungalow.
He's no interest in coming in, has he, look? Just see the amount of stress that is. You wait 6.5 hours, isn't it? Nothing you can do, is there? It's miles ahead of anything else. It's doing a loop. Now he's coming down, look.
Has it gone in?
No, is that just beep then, or not?
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Don't go round there because I don't want to scare it off. There it is, look. This is the drama. No control over getting them in. You just got to try and encourage them in.
I've never had a bull like that before. Haven't.
23.
Number 11.
No, is that the one or not? What is it?
The early then.
That you sent to Guernsey? It is a Guernsey bird.
That's a good one.
That was 7 minutes. 7 minutes after it arrived, and it definitely runs in the genes because this one does the same thing. But we're going to try her because she's flown all right. There you go. 3 hens, 2 cocks. Let's get off. The weather forecast for this weekend looks terrible, really, and all next week. So I've got all the 5 birds at Lerwick, and they're there now, I think. Today is Friday, so they're either there or arriving, and they should be going tomorrow, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And our last race of the old bird season is also meant to be from Dunbar tomorrow, but that's been postponed and probably isn't going to go ahead because the weather just doesn't look very good. So I think that's it for the old bird season. Hopefully the Lerwick birds will get away, but I can't really see when because the forecast just looks like it's going to be grey and rainy. The wind is pretty good for us because it's an easterly, but that changes on Tuesday, I think, and to a westerly, which would be no good for us at all. While ever there's loads of storms, I mean there's thunderstorms predicted for tomorrow, so it's not going to happen. So all attention is on to the young birds. I'm going to basket these and I'm going to take these up, move them up to 20 miles because they've done quite a few at 10 or 12 miles and they've beat me back, so we're going for 20 miles now, and then I don't know how much training they're going to get this week come in because of the weather. So here we are, right, 20 miles, I think it might be 21 miles, and the weather is beautiful. Quite a lot of cloud over that way though, so I have to pull our fingers out. Birds can see the sun, hardly any wind. We'll give them a few minutes to just get acclimatised and get their bearings, work out where they are, and then we'll let them go. I'm trying to pull the birds over a little bit to the east of Doncaster because we're going up the A1 all the time. It's convenient for me, but it's probably not the best way of getting my birds moving away from that line of flight, so I've come a little bit further east, and hopefully that'll encourage these birds when they're flying home to sort of pick up their line of flight a little bit on a better line so they get home quicker. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. It did seem to in the past, and this year I haven't trained this side. I've stayed on the A1 and it's not worked out quite so well in the old bird season. I just want to try and start afresh almost with these young birds, and we'll see if it works. Oh, I always sneeze when I look at the sun. Right, let's get going. That just took me 40 minutes to get back, so... Oh, yeah, they're back. Well, they beat me, which is good. Not surprising, really. Took me way too long. Come on, then. Come on. They've only just got back, though, because I can hear them eating. It's now Tuesday. No, it's not. Sunday. Sunday, and the birds have been held over at Lerwick for a second day. They were held over on Saturday, and they were held over again today. Yesterday it seemed quite nice here to begin with, and then it got grey and miserable. And this morning it was nice here. Probably could have trained the young birds this morning, but now it's this. You can see it's not very pleasant at all. Looking at the forecast, I can't see how the birds will get away. I think they'll end up bringing them back, which is a shame, but we sent the 5 anyway. I mean, look, this is it's pretty sodden. We just had a downpour. If they could find a window that was good at Lerwick and good in Scotland, and then they just had to battle through this in England, I think that would be a good challenge for them. But looking at this, I think it's just probably too much. So, oh yeah, the problem with this weather is I can't train the young birds, and I've only got to 22 miles on the young birds so far.
Now here's a sight that's becoming a bit too familiar. A young bird returning from a training chuck with damage to her breast.
Oh dear. Have you been got? Go on then.
Luckily it's superficial, but it's one of only 2 of the money birds I have left.
So the birds were liberated from Lerwick finally. Today is Tuesday. They were liberated at 6 o'clock this morning.
into a light, I think it said it was a light southeasterly, which was great for us because that means it's blowing them into the country. However, within an hour the weather had turned, and now it's blowing quite moderately to the west, or from the west, sorry. So it's not good for us, but the conditions appear to be good up there, and they're not too bad here. Full cloud, but it's quite high, so hopefully we'll get a bird today. I was quite quietly confident because of the easterly wind, southeasterly. That's probably the best wind for us, assuming the birds are fit enough. But it's turned westerly quite considerably, so it'll probably be one in Lincolnshire. Or Norfolk. I reckon probably 10-11 hours would be the best possible outcome for us. Probably going to be 14 if it's today, maybe tomorrow morning as well, so we'll see. But I'll try and record what I can. Problem with these kind of races, and because they're so long, is I don't know when to press record. I just end up recording, you know, random stuff or just lots and lots of nothing. I mean, that looks pretty grey. Looks like a downpour over there, doesn't it? Starting to rain, which isn't great. Really dark clouds over that side. Charlie seems to think that the birds could be here by 3 o'clock, but I don't think so. Though, I mean, who am I to say that? I mean, he's raced it far more times than I have. But that's really, really thick black cloud there, and I can feel the rain starting to fall here, so a bit nervous about that. But yeah, they should, if he's right, then they should be here in half an hour. Last year's bird won with a velocity of 1695, so that chap was 45 minutes ahead last year. It's mental. It's 1400, yeah, so we're already 1442. We're too damn slow.
Yeah, too damn slow.
Impatient as ever, and with the hours ticking by, I find other ways to keep myself busy.
10, 11, 16, 41, 42, 46, 47, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72.
120 pairs.
It's 9:30 and it's getting dark now. This is now classed as the hours of darkness, so the race is sort of paused for overnight. So far, only one bird has been clocked in, not mine. I haven't seen a feather. There's one bird in section C that's doing just over 1,000 yards a minute. That's it so far. So we'll shut this off, and then race starts again at 4:45 a.m. Am I getting up then to turn the clock on? There's a bet. I don't know. So yeah, it seems like it's been a really tough race. If only one bird's clocked in so far out of nearly 800. It's our first young bird race tomorrow from Wetherby. The weather looks like it might be okay in the morning. We've got 22 to send. I was going to send 23, but we had one that looks like it's hit wires during training, so that's going to have a bit of time off. Probably might be able to get to Harrogate, which is 50-60 miles. It's a very short race tomorrow. And we've got what I think are 14 cocks. And then there are 8 hens plus that one in there. I definitely got probably 20 or 30% of those the wrong way around, but we can work that out as we go throughout the year. Some of these birds, I'm not going to say anything yet because no doubt I'll end up getting it wrong, but there's some that feel really quite good, strong, I would say, and some that you can see are just not as heavy or not as muscular, but they're all fit. I let them out this morning, and the hens buggered off for like nearly 2 hours. The day of the race, and confidence was high. The wind was blowing the birds straight home to me, so I was a shoo-in for a good result.
So the birds went up at 2 o'clock. It's Saturday today, so quite a late one. It was very wet and grey and miserable earlier on. But they're up at 2 o'clock. It's only 50-something miles, so I reckon about an hour would be a good bird depending on how they clear. So today the main aim of the game is get as many birds back as possible within a decent time. and it's a good learning experience for them, so it'll be interesting to see how they come and how they fare today. 22 birds. The only one I haven't sent is the one that hit the wires, which is annoyingly one of the Federation money birds. So what they've done this year is you've got 5 rings that you put on your young birds at the start. You buy the 5 rings, a fiver each, or a tenner each, can't remember how much, and then then you get to win a prize, money, if your bird comes first, just out of those rings, those B rings. I had 5, and then of the 6 birds I've lost, 3 of them are B rings, annoyingly. So not much I can do about that, but hopefully the one that I have sent today will do all right, because the other one is in there, and maybe we'll send it next week, depending on how fit it is. 51 miles, 722 yards. First race of Young Bird season 2025. No dropper today. Giving up with that. Double check that clock's still on. Yes. I can hear the ice cream van. I can hear the ice cream van, I can hear the ice cream.
Bang on cue, pigeon number 1 buzzes the chimney pots overhead.
Not one of mine, it is. Come on. There's another one with it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. In. That one is 254. It's a Northwest Home and Union bird. That came with a white bird. That's why it didn't land straight away. It came with another one. Come on, there's another. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's GMP breeding. There we go. Right, so 17 minutes after the first bird arrived, we've got, it says 5 there, but we already had one in the loft, so 4. Not brilliant, I've got to admit. So that 4th bird back is our money bird that we could get something for today, but not being 15 minutes behind, we can't. So, never mind.
With only around 10% of the birds back within race time, at least on the provisional results, and 2 of mine making it back later in the week, it's clear the Lerwick race needs even more focus to get a good result.
Well, it turns out the Lerwick race wasn't great for us. No birds back in race time. First bird back was Charlie's, 82. He is 2 years old. He's topped the fed before, and he was the bird that I was quite happy with. He felt good. He was our first bird back the week before. I sent him. He took 3 days. He came back and he was fine. He was spinning around on the trap there. And then 3 days later, we got one of the hens back. Again, that was Charlie's. So no Belgian bird yet. And the bird, Callahan's hen, that one's not back yet. I think they probably will make it back, given a bit more time. They did last year anyway. I got 2 back last year. I'm just hoping we'll get something similar this time. For the young bird race, I thought we did all right, but no, we got absolutely battered by one of the chaps in the flying club. He got 15, and he was like 4 minutes ahead of us. But then another guy in the club who's a really good flyer, he only had 1 back after 2.5 hours. So, and he's only a mile and a half away. So, by all accounts, it was a bit of a ropey race, just with young birds going all over the place.
We're only one missing. I think a lot of them got their birds back the following day, so I think the birds were just a bit confused. I'm not really sure what happened, but that's young bird racing, I suppose, isn't it? So we've been at it again this week, and hopefully we'll have a better performance coming up. What are you doing?